Hi everyone, it's Sue here. I'm doing this video really late. I know I had said yesterday that I would post my video today after I saw the surgeon, but I actually didn't come home till just now. No, I had my appointment at 10:30, and then I decided to go shopping at Goodwill, because that's what I do. And then I had to pick up my mom, and then I went to their house because I stay with my mom on Wednesdays because my dad goes and volunteers at bingo. Long story. But anyways, and then I had to bring my car to the garage and had to go to a couple dumpsters, of course. But that's on my other channel, Scrap Lady 530. So, you're dying to know about my visit today. I was in the office waiting for the surgeon to come in. Took him he was about almost 40 minutes late. And Jack was with me, fortunately, and I got very emotional. I'm surprised my blood pressure wasn't high. My pulse was racing, but my blood pressure was not high. He said my face was very red, and I felt it. I guess I was having anxiety. I can't really say why. I just know that I felt very anxious and I felt very nervous, and I don't know. I knew that I had a lot to say, but I didn't know, how much I should say. I didn't want to piss him off, but, So, anyways, we talked, and I, explained my frustration at being in the program, finishing in December, and it's now March, and, I am living with chronic pain and the whole cardiac thing, and he blamed that on my primary care doctor, and we went back and forth with it, and I said, whatever, it's just, it's done, and let's move on. And he was trying to defend, and it wasn't him that I was, not happy with, and even it was the person that runs the program that I became even less happy with when I found out that, because I said to him, I finished the program in December, and then they said it takes about a month to review records, and then, I can start setting up my appointments. And, well, it's March. And he said, well, I reviewed the records, and he looked at it, and he goes, did I date it? Oh, yeah, I signed off on your records on January 16th. I'm like, January 16th? And I'm now just seeing you 2 months later? So he said, well, you needed to, get this thing straightened out with cardiology stuff. It's like, no, that wasn't the issue, because if I would have been told from the beginning. So the person that runs the program neglected to call me, despite the fact that I called her several times asking her what's going on. When she neglected to let me know that the records were reviewed and that I could start making my appointments after January 16th. It wasn't until the end of February, middle to the end of February, before we started making appointments. And then the whole cardiology thing came about, and that was ridiculous. Whatever, it's water under the bridge. No, there's nothing I can do. He was very proud of me. He was very happy, I should say, with my weight loss. I told him that I already started the pre-op diet. And I said I started it on Monday. And he said, you did? And I said, yeah. So, I'm ready for this surgery because I've already started it. He said, okay. So he said, well, then, he said, let's see when we can get you in. He said, I'll have the person that does the scheduling call you this week, and as soon as we have an opening, we'll get you in. And so I said, good. So the way everything went, he also said that I'm going to need to give myself heparin shots because of my inactivity, because of my knee pain. I can't walk as much, but he did ask if I could walk 5 times a day for like 5 minutes. And I said, yes, I will do that, after surgery, before surgery, whatever. I will do that. I have no problem. I will walk through the pain, but I can do 5 minutes at a time, 5 times a day. I'll just go outside and walk around the backyard for 5 minutes. Not a problem at all. I will do it. Do what I need to do. But because of my, not being, again, having an issue with walking because of my knee pain, I will have to give myself heparin shots, a blood thinner, for 2 weeks afterwards. So that's no problem. I can deal with that. And he said other than that, he went over the risks with me and all that. And, Jack asked questions and everything was answered. I asked my questions. I did have a list of questions for him about when I could start taking NSAIDs and when I should stop and this and that. So basically, I need to stop taking NSAIDs 2 weeks prior to surgery. So I needed to stop taking NSAIDs on Monday. Oh, are you getting the hint here? By the way, at around 5 this evening, I had a phone call from the scheduling nurse. And she said that she was going to schedule my surgery. And I said, oh, great. And I said, well, I've already started the pre-op diet. She said, you did? And I said, yeah, Monday. Oh, well, that changes everything. 2 weeks. Okay, you can have the surgery on March 30th. I said, what? So I am having my surgery on March 30th, which is in basically 11 days. Yeah. Wow. Finally, this is happening. I'm having surgery. Saw the surgeon today. I'm having surgery in 11 days. So I guess he listened. Because the fact that he said they'd call me sometime this week, something was said, and somebody did something, because I got a call the same day to schedule my surgery. And it says right in the paperwork, you'll get a call within a week after you see the doctor. So he was hearing my concerns and my frustration, so I was really, really appreciative of that. So I have to go I have to see the nurse on Monday morning at 11. She said, no, when can we schedule? Anytime, any day, I don't care, I'll be there. I don't care when, you tell me when, where, whatever, I'll be there. So I scheduled with the nurse, and Jack's going to come with me to teach me how to do the heparin shots. And I know it's just a teeny tiny needle. I just stick it in my stomach and it's not anything. And I'm pretty confident that I can do it, but just in case, Jack's going to learn how to do it. So that's Monday morning at 11, and then I have my pre-op visit Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And that's at the hospital where I'm having the surgery. And that's to meet with the anesthesia people, and they show me the surgery place and all that. Been there, done that. And I have to bring my CPAP machine in with me on Monday. So they're calling in the prescription for the heparin and the needles tomorrow. And then I have to go pick that up from the pharmacy and then bring that with me on Monday. So then that'll be all done. And we're actually going, I think I had mentioned this, but and I'm still going, we're going to Foxwoods with my daughters, a casino that I take them to every year. And we're actually going, there's going to be 6 of us, my daughters and their boyfriends, and my husband is going, and myself. And we rented 2 really super cheap hotel rooms, and but that has an indoor pool and a hot tub. It actually got really good reviews. So, and that's Friday through Sunday. So I'm going to bring my porridge with me, and I'm having surgery on Monday. So I'm going to bring my porridge with me and everything. We have a microwave and a refrigerator in our room. So when the kids go out to eat, I'm going to go hang out by the pool and relax. And So that means no drinking alcohol for me at Foxwoods this year, which is totally fine. I'll be the designated driver. I'll drink water and be the DD, so that the girls can, be silly and do whatever they want, and I can get them back to the hotel, safe and sound. So it'll be actually really a nice, fun thing to do just before my surgery, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be different because I'm not going to be eating anything, and I mean I'll be eating my porridge, but I'll be having my protein shakes with me and stuff. But I'll have water and everything, and it's all good. It's going to be worth it, so I'm doing whatever I have to do. I'm working through it. Today was my 3rd day on the pre-op diet, and it's not easy. However, I have this determination that I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get through it, and I'm not, I open the refrigerator to get the milk for my protein shake or my porridge, and I see all the other food in there, the carrot sticks and all that, and it's like, I could, but I'm not going to, because in the end, I mean, this is what I want to do, so I'm not going to do anything to mess it up. I actually have lost 10 pounds in 3 days. I had put on a little bit. I was down, I think, like 37 or 38 pounds, and then I put on like 6 pounds, I had said. So anyways, but whatever it is, I'm down 41 pounds. I was as of this morning, so I don't know what I am right now, but I might be down more than that, because again, I'm getting in maybe 500 calories a day. But I'm dealing with it, and it's okay. So I'm keeping busy. I have stuff to do. Next week, this weekend I'm going to keep busy in my craft room, and organize and trying to clean up in here. But I'm also trying to get stuff ready for this yard sale that I'm going to in May. So I'm just going to keep myself busy is what I'm going to do. And so went to my mom's tonight, and my dad went off to his bingo, and so they ate dinner, and I didn't go in the dining room with them. I stayed in the den to watch TV. And after my dad left, I don't know, my mom and I were talking. She goes, "Oh, do you have a nice nightgown and a robe to wear for the hospital?" And I said, I said, now that you mentioned that, I've been thinking about that I wanted to buy myself something. And so I said, but I haven't. I just went to Walmart and the thrift stores, and I didn't find anything. And I was thinking, I really want to buy myself something new. And, to have a nightgown to wear in the hospital, my own, which I probably won't get to wear because I'm probably going to have I'm probably going to have an IV in my arm. Whatever. I'll have it for when I'm home. So she said, "You want to go to Kohl's?" Right up the street from her. I said, "Sure." So I went there, and I did find a nightgown on clearance for $10, which was awesome. And then we went to Sears, and I found a robe. I don't wear bathrobes, but, for the hospital. Or even for after surgery, because my daughter and her boyfriend live here. And if I don't want to put if I just want to walk around in my PJs, I can just put the robe on. And if he's, around, because I feel kind of uncomfortable in just my nightgown in front of him. So anyways, so I can have a robe to wear. So then I went to Sears, and I found a robe and some slippers for, so the nightgown was $10, the robe was $12, and the slippers were $6. So the whole thing cost me $28, $28, $29, something like that, for everything. So for me, that was okay, because I don't spend a lot of money on my clothes and stuff. So that was awesome. I was really excited, so I got something new. And the robe is like, it's not a heavy winter. It's long sleeve, but it's light. It's not heavy, and it's red, and the nightgown is black and with white polka dots on it. And then I bought black slippers with a little flower on the side. All clearance. It's like wintry stuff, but it's not that wintry, so it'll be fine. Anyways, so yeah, I'm having surgery in 11 days. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. All right, so I was also going to share with you some things. I got asked a question by a couple of people. I'm doing so well with the weight loss. Why not just do this on my own? It's a really good question because I asked myself that question probably around November. I asked myself that question. And because I was doing really, I have been doing really well with my weight loss. And so I thought, why don't I just continue this and just, lose the weight on my own? And I went to the meeting that month and listened to some people talk and stuff. And then I asked the question, what's the percentage of people who have been losing weight successfully who will actually, who are like myself, someone very overweight, who lose the weight on their own successfully. And he said like 1%. I don't know if that's true or not. I know there's a lot of people who have lost weight on their own. However, I also know myself. Now, I'm not saying that my motivation would change if I didn't have surgery. But surgery is a tool. Having this gastric sleeve is a tool. And it's just a tool because you can go back to your old eating habits even though you've had 3/4 of your stomach removed, and you can overeat and stretch your stomach. It can happen. So I really gave it a lot of thought in between the months of November and December, and really, really thought hard about what was going to work best for me. And, I know that I have been very successful and motivated, and I strongly feel that personally I need this tool. I know there's more of a risk for the surgery than not having the surgery. However, I know myself, and I know that after having surgery, and as motivated as I am to get to surgery, that after having surgery, I'm not going to mess this up because I worked so hard. And I know that it would take for me, without having this surgery, and again, my stomach's going to be smaller, I will have changed my eating habits, and I'm not going to want to eat as much, and I'm going to keep that motivation. And I just feel that if I didn't have the surgery, that I could possibly lose that. I am a stress eater. I'm learning to deal with that, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do that just because I had the stomach sleeve. However, I'm taking this very seriously, and I know that I'm using this as a tool to guide me and to help me continue the way I'm going. And with a smaller stomach, if I listen to my body, I will not overeat. And I will just be in the habit of listening to what I need. I don't know if this is confusing to everyone, but I just feel that I don't know. I just really feel that I don't think that I could do it without the surgery, without that tool. First, it would take me a lot longer, okay? And not that that's a bad thing, but I need to deal with my pain issues. I've motivated myself to come this far, and I'm still having a lot of pain, and so I need to push it even harder. And again, by having the surgery, I can get the weight off quicker, and then either figure out if I need surgery on my knee. I will need surgery on my knee, there's no doubt about it, but how long I can postpone that. So, I mean, the knee needs to be replaced no matter what happens, but the question will be, how long can I postpone it? So, I am honestly going to say, yeah, I'm ready for the quick fix, okay? But, however, I know it's not a miracle thing having the surgery. It's a tool. But I know that I am going, because I've worked this hard to get this far, to have the surgery, I'm not going to mess it up. And if I didn't have the surgery, I would have more of a tendency to possibly go back to my old ways. Perhaps. Perhaps not. But that's just my feeling. I've thought about it a lot, and I know deep down inside, and I may be, not be explaining it well, but for me, this is what I need to do. And again, it is a very good question, and it's a question that I posed to myself, and I thought long and hard about it. I did, and I thought about both aspects of it, and I just came to the conclusion that for me, this is what I need to do. So, and I'm excited about it. I really am, and I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I know that I will continue my success, and that I will get close to looking like, what those pictures I showed you look like in the 80s. And it's not about what I look like, to be honest with you. It's not that at all. It's about being healthy and being around for grandkids. I mean, I have grandkids through my husband, but I don't have my own grandkids through my daughters yet. I will someday. Being around to see them get married. Being around for all that stuff. And just being able to live my life and feel comfortable and feel good. I'm waiting for that day where I feel good, and I can move around, and I can be more active, and I can do things. So, again, it's not about the looks for me. It's about the feeling. And, yeah, I really, weight takes a toll on you, and it took a toll on me. And I've decided that it did it. I let food control me for long enough, and now I'm not doing that anymore. And I'm rambling at this point, aren't I? Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, so surgery is the 30th of March. Yay, I'm having my surgery in March. I'm not going into April. And again, it's what I need, and it's the right thing for me. So, and it's not the right thing for everyone. But, again, when the doctor said 1%, he's a surgeon. He wants to do surgery, obviously. It's where he makes his money. I know that the percentage of success is, not super high, but I know that people succeed in losing weight and keeping it off on their own. I know they do. Lots of people do. But again, I know myself, and that's, I guess it's kind of like I don't really trust myself without this tool. And I don't know, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm not sure. But, yeah, you know what? When it comes right down to it, I don't trust myself without having this tool. I don't. But for some reason, having the surgery and and having this is giving me what I need. So, the other thing that I said that I was going to talk about was I had some questions about the tofu spaghetti that my daughter and her boyfriend had made for us. They had bought it, and I forget what it's called. There's a name for it, and I don't know what it is. I want to say shirataki or something, but I don't think that's it. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. It's tofu spaghetti, whatever. And it's really not that good. Okay, so they made a nice sauce with it, and a meat sauce, and the sauce was very good. And it didn't have any flavor to it, but the texture was, you couldn't chew it, you couldn't bite it. It wasn't chewable. It just had to go down. And the sauce didn't cling to it either. That was the other thing, is the sauce clings to the starchy spaghetti, but it doesn't cling to the slimy tofu noodles. So it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't have it again. What I do, and I mentioned this before, and I was going to talk about so that's my take on tofu spaghetti. Is it a good alternative? Sure, it's much more healthier than spaghetti, and for some people that's great, and if you don't mind that, then that's good. And there may be other kinds that are better or what, I don't know, but it just was slimy. It was like, I don't know, sort of like eating worms. I don't know. That's really awful to say, but it wasn't my thing. So what I do love is, and I've talked about this, is the veggetti. Look it up. That's all I have to say. But it turns spaghetti, it turns zucchini and summer squash into a spaghetti-like, stringy, which is fabulous. So I was going to talk about some recipes, and I have written them down, but my book is in my purse because I took it to the doctor's with me today, my notebook. So, but I do know what they are. Where am I at? Oh, whatever. I think that it's important and I'm not going to use the word dieting because, it's not a diet. It's not a diet. You have to change your lifestyle. If you're overweight and you eat too much, as a general thing, you just overeat all the time, and that's just the way your life is, that you just eat too much or you eat, the wrong things. In order to lose weight, you have to change those habits. And so you have to figure out a way to still be satisfied with what you eat. That's number one goal. Because if you're not satisfied with what you eat, if it's not satisfying to you, you're not going to want to diet. You're not going to want to lose weight. You're not going to want to change your lifestyle habits. If you're just eating what I consider slimy tofu spaghetti, if that's what you have to eat, you're just going to be like, forget that. It's just not going to work. So you want foods that are comforting, foods that mimic comforting food to you, however you want to say it. And so there are certain things for me that are comfort foods. And one of those is shepherd's pie. And so I made it with ground turkey. You could use lean Hamburg also, because not all ground turkey is super lean, so you do have to pay attention to that. But I'm particularly going to be staying away from red meats, perhaps. for the most part. So anyways, so I used ground turkey and onion, sauteed it. Love onion. You need to add seasoning. I watched the greatest video today, and I'm actually going to put a link. This guy, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but this guy had a craving for salty foods, and he named a seasoning that he found that this was really funny, but he would lick the back of his hand and then sprinkle, and really it was just a little tiny bit of this seasoning on the back of his hand, and he'd lick it, and that would crave his salty. It was some kind of seasoning. I'll find his video, and I will really try hard to remember to link his video to this, because honestly, I thought it was really good. And then we use a lot of seasoning, not spicy necessarily, I just like a lot of seasoning, not necessarily salt or whatever, but I just like really to enhance the flavor of my foods. And you know, Jack has liked to try to cook Indian food and things like that, and we've tried different things. And so anyways, so I just thought that was really cool. That, and he actually said, you know, when he could just have the cream of tomato soup, he added like this cheddar or something, salt seasoning or something, and just a tiny bit of it, and that made the soup taste like, you know. And then he found all these other different flavors. So I don't know, I've never heard of these flavorings before. The brand that he I don't know, maybe it's from where, you know, something that's made where he's from, I don't know. I mean, different parts of the United States, you know, have different things. But anyways, so cooking and preparing foods is, again, you have to feel satisfied. And I mean, my portions were much smaller. But if I can eat, you know, prior to the pre-op diet, like this much of something, and be totally satisfied with that, I'm good. So shepherd's pie, I used ground turkey and onions, sauteed them really well, and then I did use cream style corn, we usually do, and then instead of potatoes, mashed cauliflower. Oh my gosh, it's become my favorite thing. It doesn't have the same consistency. Now I'm going to do some more research to see if I can't find that way to get that same consistency. But this is what I do with my cauliflower. I cook it until it's not mush, till it's still a little bit tender. And then I put it in the blender. I have one of those Ninja blenders my daughter's bought me. Really great. Really, really great. So put it in there with like a tablespoon or so of garlic lovers hummus. Oh, I love hummus. A tablespoon of garlic lovers hummus and probably a teaspoon of butter. You know, I have this small little, in their urban garlic butter, and they're like 2 tablespoon sticks. So I'd probably use a teaspoon and a half, because he's about half of that. So a teaspoon and a half. And that's with a whole head of cauliflower. And then I add more garlic powder and minced garlic and whatever else you want to add for seasonings. Anything else. Tons of seasonings in there. And then I blend it. That's it. No milk, no water, no nothing. Just blend it like that. And it does come out to a very soft consistency. So it's not a thick potato consistency. So put that on top. And I happen to use orange cauliflower. I'm loving the different colors. That's Fiesta cauliflower and the broccoli flower, which is the green one, and the white cauliflower. I just love cauliflower. So put that on top and baked it for 30 minutes. And it was really good. Really, really good. But we had it for the two of us for like 4 meals. So it was just really satisfying. The other thing that I used to really like a lot is like a Swedish meatball kind of thing on noodles or with mashed potatoes or on rice or something like that. So I again bought the frozen turkey meatballs, and I sauteed those in the frying pan until they were pretty much cooked, and just kept moving them around and stuff so they wouldn't burn. They got nice and brown, really, really good. I usually cook them in the toaster oven, and probably I should have. They're crispier if I cook them in the toaster oven. So you can cook them in the toaster oven for like 30 minutes, and it usually works really well. So just cook them, and then put them in a pan, or cook them on the stove or whatever. And so then I added a cup of hot water with, I ended up putting 2 bouillon cubes, but I probably should just put 1. But it was fine. So I put, with a cup of water, about a cup of water, I estimated, and then that melted the bouillon cubes a little bit, and then I poured that into the hot frying pan with the meatballs, and let it reduce to about half. And of course, Swedish meatballs has like a gravy base, with it. And so I let it reduce to about half, and then I added about a 1/4 cup of wine, because I like to cook with wine. And let that reduce, also kind of cook the wine, the alcohol off. And so I didn't have a lot of, but it was mixed with the pan, and the thing is, the turkey doesn't have fat, so there's not pan drippings necessarily, but the searing of the meatballs was, so I kind of scraped that off a little. And I made mashed cauliflower again, and we had broccoli, which we love. And so we poured the gravy. There was only maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons. There wasn't that much. So it was very little, which was perfectly fine. And I did one serving of the meatballs was 6, and they're the small meatballs, was 6 meatballs each. So I did that. This was a couple weeks ago. So we each had 6 meatballs, a scoop of the cauliflower mashed. What I did was, after I mashed them, I put them in the oven for about a half hour on 350, just to see if they would change their consistency a little, and they didn't, but they were nice and crispy on the top. Actually, it was really good. And then the broccoli, and we poured the juice over the meatballs and the potatoes, cauliflower potatoes, and it was just so good. It was really, really good. So the key is, and the other thing that we have a lot is the zucchini and spaghetti squash, not spaghetti squash, zucchini and summer squash spaghetti, which I saute. I make it into the pasty-y stuff, and then I saute it. And the last time I made it, I sauteed it with onions and peppers. Oh, I could just eat that, and that's it. And you just add all your seasonings to it, and it's so good. And I just eat it the way it is. You could put sauce on it. It would be really good. So the key is to figure out what foods are your comfort foods, because you gotta have stuff that you like, and then figure out how you can still make them comfort foods, but by not using, like, for instance, the Swedish meatballs, I would have used some kind of gravy, or other times I would use cream of mushroom soup with Parmesan cheese or something like that. But it would be some kind of gravy with the meatballs, and then it would be mashed potatoes or pasta, or so find those substitutes that you can still just feel very satisfied with eating the food, not have to have a big portion, and just, again, feeling satisfied. So you can't just eat porridge and carrot sticks every day. You have to really spice it up a little. We were doing tuna. I love tuna fish, and I use it. I make it with hummus. I actually bought light mayo, which was very, very good. It didn't have that many calories or much fat, and but I've been making it with just hummus, and I usually chop up. I have one of those really great chopper things, and I chop up celery with that, chops it up really small, and onions. Put that in the tuna fish with some garlic powder and whatever else, and then we take lettuce, like romaine lettuce or whatever kind of lettuce, and we make wraps with that, and that's how we eat our lunch instead of bread. And you can do that with tacos too. You can make lettuce wrap tacos. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of shredded cheese. Just buy the low-fat cheese, kind of stuff. So there's lots of things that you can do, just really to get that, comfort food that you want. Just keep an eye on your portions. You still have to, portion control is a big thing, and you have to really watch your portions, and cutting back, on what you eat. Eating 5 small meals a day, having, something for breakfast. Again, we're stuck on the porridge thing. I don't know, whatever you decide for breakfast, something low fat for breakfast, and then having a protein shake in between, or a fruit, or some carrot sticks or celery sticks, and then having a healthy lunch, like the lettuce wrapped with tuna, or you could just have, we buy meat ends, you could just have some, meat, and it's not lunch meat necessarily. Most of the time it's actually the real turkey that they cook up and stuff, and you can have that with some carrot sticks or celery sticks, and again, just keep an eye on your portion controls. In dinner you can have fish or chicken, or ground turkey, and you can even have ground beef, or lean, ground beef, or whatever, or, other things, whatever you want, and even if you do want to have those mashed potatoes or whatever, portion, make it a small portion. So I think that's the key. And if you go out to eat, share a meal. Don't, or if you can't share the meal, then immediately ask for a takeout container. At least cut your meal in half, at least, preferably more than that. Put it in the takeout container, put it aside, and you're only going to eat the rest of what's on your plate. So, heck, you could get 2 takeout containers, divide your meal in 3, and you have 2 other meals. Eat slow, and, that's basically my recommendations. So, I know this video has gone on way too long, but I apologize for that, and I hope people don't mind long videos sometimes. Anyways, so those are my suggestions and my thoughts for the day, and it was a very eventful day, and I'm having surgery. Well, it's after midnight, so I'm having surgery in 11 days, and that's pretty awesome. So I will be back. Today was Wednesday, Thursday actually, and I'll probably be back on Friday, just to let you know how I'm doing with the pre-op diet. I finished day 3 today, so I'm going into day 4, and I'm going strong. So I will probably be back on Friday, and then again on Monday after my appointments, and as it gets closer. So I want to thank everyone for their comments and for your support, and I totally appreciate it. And keep the questions and comments coming. I did get a bad comment, but that happens. And so I want to share, and I want to learn. And so any thoughts and suggestions and anything, please feel free nothing's going to offend me. So thanks everyone again, and have a great day, evening, whatever time it is where you're at, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching.